The Joe Rogan Experience.
All right.
Yeah.
So you go to Utah, and you just wait.
Well, there's a lot of hiking. You go and you go where you know that the elk are going to be in the area, and when they're in the rut, which is when you hunt, that's when it's legal, which means they're mating and breeding and smashing heads together and shit. Then you hear them scream at each other,
and you're ready to be killed.
Well, they are definitely ready to be killed then. Right. Little do they know. Then you got to figure out how to sneak in on them. Right. But they can't help themselves. They're competing with all these other males, so they're always like screaming at each other and smashing heads. And occasionally you find one that's dead that was killed by another bull.
But you don't eat that.
No. You could. I mean, you certainly could if it was like a recent kill.
Right.
If you got to it like right when it was dying, and it was
temperature.
The blood was still coming out of its body. But you will find them. They get stabbed and they kill each other. Yeah, that's the whole reason why those antlers exist.
Oh,
it's for war.
Yeah, for stabbing.
They just fuck each other up. They don't even use it to defend against other animals like wolves and shit.
Right.
They kick the wolves most of the time.
So how do you get the thing back? Those things aren't light.
Yeah, you have to do what's called quartering it, which is you take the legs off and you take the front legs off and then you take the meat off the carcass and then you take the heart and the liver and the edible organs and you have to pack it out.
So you have you have a crew that goes with you, or is it just you with a big ass knife? And a bow?
Look, I'm not very good at hunting. I'm like, if hunting was a martial art, I'd be a blue belt. Okay. A blue belt is like your white belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, black belt.
Right.
I'm not a black belt.
Okay.
I'm like a blue belt. Maybe I could get my purple belt if I work real hard this year.
Right.
But I go with a guide who's going to take me to the places that I need to go and show me, and a guy who's an experienced outdoorsman who basically teaches you. Just like having a trainer in martial arts.
Exactly.
They show
like
you.
Sensei.
He knows the landscape. He's a hardened outdoorsman. These guys never get fucking tired, and they'll go and take you and show you but then it's your job to execute the shot, your job to get close, your job to stalk in, your job to make sure that you don't get what's called winded. It means the animal smells you, the wind's at your back, and the wind carries your scent towards the animal. So you have to move around.
There's a lot of thought that goes into this.
There's a lot of thought.
I thought you just go get the gun and go pew pew. Okay,
well, I don't use a gun. I use a bow.
Which is even crazier.
Yeah, but I have used a gun. I have.
Really?
Yeah.
I shot a bow once and it didn't go so well. It just kind of...
It's fun. Just shooting targets is really fun. Right. It's very cathartic. There's like something, there's a release when that arrow finds its target. It just feels really good.
Yeah.
It's probably some primitive shit from back when we used to rely on killing things with bows and arrows, that like accuracy. But there's something about hitting something with like when you're shooting something at a target and it hits it, it's very, very satisfying.
It's very rewarding, of course.
And when you do that with a bow and arrow, it's very difficult.
It's more challenging. It's more rewarding.
Yeah.
Right.
I've never used a traditional bow. I mean, I have like a couple of times, but I've never really tried to shoot with like a traditional bow or a recurve bow.
You have the kind of gun, but also like that.
No, I have you draw it. I mean, you have to pull it back, but it's a compound bow. It relies on these mechanical, these gears what are they called? Cams.
Is it like the bow in Walking Dead? Have you watched the Walking Dead?
No, that's a crossbow.
It's a crossbow? Okay.
Yeah, that's a bullshit bow. What that is a shitty gun.
Okay.
So this guy's got a trigger.
He did pretty well with it, though. I mean, he killed a lot of zombies.
It would make me very angry.
Okay.
Very frustrated.
Okay.
First of all, he doesn't even have a broadhead on that stupid thing.
Right.
He's shooting them with little pencil holes, and he's killing them instantly.
Well, that's all he had access to.
Bitch, make a broadhead. Make a broadhead, bro. Break into a Bass Pro Shop. Get yourself some broadheads. Come on, man.
I actually did see a few Bass Pro Shops in Walking Dead. They just walk right past them. I was like, what are you guys
get
doing?
in there, bro. There's guns and nets and camping gear.
Kayaks.
So that's a crossbow, and that's a very controversial weapon amongst outdoorsmen.
Why is that?
Because they use those during bow season.
Okay.
And there's a reason why bow season is like if you looked at like statistics across the board, if you have what's called a tag, like say if you wanted to go deer hunting, you'd have to get a license and then you'd get a tag, and if the tag was available for the area you wanted, you'd pay a certain amount for that tag. Now, if you get a bow tag, they make the bow season earlier. You have a much higher likelihood of failure with a bow than you do with a gun. So like if say like 50% of the people that got a tag, it's usually not that high, but if 50% of the people that got a tag for a rifle were successful, it might be 10% with a bow. It might be even less. It might be even less in some places, depending on how rugged the landscape is, how hard it is to get to where the animals are, and you have to be able to shoot far accurately.
Right. So do you do most of the shooting when you go up there, or do you have
I do all the shooting.
Do it?
Yeah, I shoot them myself. Yeah.
That's impressive, man. That's a manly ass thing to do.
It's well.
You know
a lot of
what?
women
You
it
do a
too.
lot of manly shit. I noticed.
I know. I'm probably compensating for something.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but yeah.